That looks like a lot of sail to repair.
It's about a couple of feet.
Well, I wish we could take advantage of this breeze.
Well, in a few more minutes.
Great, that mainsail's pretty important.
Yeah, this breeze is a gift because we're trying to go that way and the breeze is coming from right behind you.
Oh,
So a beam reach to Block Island and maybe beyond, we'll see. The entire rest of the forecast is wind coming directly out of our heading home. So you gotta take these little gifts from the wind gods when they come. So behind me is a Herreshoff Fisher 31 from 100 years ago probably. And Bro, who we spoke to last night, used to work on it as a boat building woodworker.
How about that? So many intertwining stories here.
That is beauty.
There's some beautiful wood on that. Yep.
Don't want to do the varnish work, but it sure looks nice.
And we are heading...
Kestrel, even like the name. Yes, we're going ashore at Cuddy Hump to get some ice and then skedaddle while this breeze is still blowing. Bye, Cuddy Honk. And there's Martha's Vineyard over there. We head back west. Coral, where's Andy? Still hanging in. And look, we had a tailwind coming over and a tailwind going back. How great is that? The north wind quit, the south wind took over.
And here we come, back to Block.
Well, we're anchored here at Block Island once again on the way home now. And it's getting on towards sunset. And you know what happens at sunset around here? I have to get my my air horn ready for the Sundowner announcement.
You ready? Ah, cheers.
Ah, there they go. Lovely. Except for the losers who didn't know what to do with their horns. Come on, you losers, blow your horns. The whole Sundowner horn thing looks such a dud. I can't believe it. But look at that. That's styly. Styly. And a nice sunset to go with it. Beautiful. Can you find the moon hidden amongst the anchor lights? Yep. I've talked about logbooks before, but I have to say they really are wonderful, especially years later on a cold winter night and you're reading about an old trip and all the memories come flooding back. It's just great. She has awoken, has collected her lukewarm tea.
I know, it's just perfect.
Oh, good.
Ah, so good to see you.
Aye, aye.
Hi. Cheese croissant?
Croissant, yeah. Cheese.
Cheese croissant. Two?
Yeah.
2 cheese croissants.
You're at 10 right now.
Cheers, guys. Thanks.
Have a day.
You too.
Hello, Ryan.
We're out of here.
So we upped anchor and headed out, saying goodbye to an old acquaintance I see here quite frequently. Well, we're leaving Block Island for real, Muriel.
Oh.
No turning back.
Okay. The wind had just a little too much west in it, forcing us to tack back and forth as we worked our way west.
Hey Muriel, check out that house. Great views, sleepless nights. Gonna do a little tack.
Okay, we're gonna be tacking. Let me know if you want me to take the tiller. Nope.
As on the way north, we ducked into Shinnecock Inlet for the night, since the wind had died hours earlier anyway.
Sadly, we began our last 40-mile leg towards home.
And civilization, and noise, and crowds. Call me old-fashioned, but the sight of this many trucks on the beach really hurts my eyes.
Then on page number 3, on the plus side, I was actually able to hold a Zoom meeting a half-mile offshore to discuss the details of All-Star Guitar Night. Not that long, just over a month. This is our last day. We probably would have stayed out another month if it hadn't been for All-Star Guitar Night.
Please hold together for a few more miles. I promise I'll give you a decent burial.
Well, another sure sign of civilization is more pollution in the water, and a big part of that is balloons, believe it or not.
Good balloon rescue. Boy, I tell you, those balloons at sea are really a problem. So if you're thinking about releasing all your worries by letting balloons go, no.
This was a section of floating dock.
Sorry?
You got it.
Good.
Sadly also, the fishing pole remained silent the entire way home.
But then the sun came out sparkling on the water, and the wind filled in just enough to give us a smooth and beautiful sail.
The home stretch. Less than 20 to our home inlet.
I'd like to sail the world again, feel the wind above the waves and live from day to day. Where life is not predictable, wondering what is round the very next bend. I'd like to raise the sails again, watching for the waves again and never have to slow. I wish that I had done the things that I can't do when I'm too old to play. To breathe again, puff again, laugh again, laugh again in real life.
Poor old Where's Andy's had a rough go of it this trip.
And as we got closer, the sky decided to match our mood.
Finally, the Fire Island Lighthouse was abeam, and we were about home.
But as it was now dark and the anchorage at the Sore Thumb was calm and empty, we decided to have one more night on board.
Well, we're home. Well, we're almost home. This is this little spot is just a mile from the house, and we got in late last night. One more night.
Yep.
Let's make the trip one more night.
Yeah, and it's a lovely spot to anchor. This is called the Sore Thumb, and it's just at the very end of the inlet here.
We both wish it was we've been gone a month. It's only a month, and so we wish it was at least another month.
Yeah, and I didn't really expect to feel that I would like to do it another month.
Oh, sailing is getting its hooks in you.
That's right. And you always said that, you know, you only remember the good parts of it, and the bad parts kind of fade away. But, you know, there were no bad parts of this. Oh, wait a minute.
There were a couple. There were a few rough days, and I was thinking, you know, sailing really isn't perfect.
Yeah.
It's got some days that are hard work and not fun.
And a lot of time. It does take a lot of time just to keep the boat going.
But when it's perfect, wow, it's exquisite. It's just hard to beat. You don't want to be anywhere else. You're not thinking of being anywhere else. You're happy to be where you are. It's just, when it's good, it's great.
Yeah.
And that's what makes the bad days tolerable, I think. And as she said,
That's why you forget them.
it's very strange. Yeah, you can go on a crossing, a 5-day crossing to Bermuda, say, if you have one day that's hell and you wish you were anywhere else, somehow that day fades by the time you've gotten there, and you remember all the great moments, the phosphorescence, the dolphins, the whales, or whatever. And that bad day is like, oh, yeah, whatever, no big deal.
Well, I like the little adventure bits that we had in there, and I was thinking of it as a sailing adventure to begin with, and that was just to put myself in the mindset that if things went wrong, it wouldn't be wrong, it would be the adventure. So it was just to kind of prepare myself for those
so
things. But it did, you know, just thinking of it that way was really helpful to put the whole trip into a good light. And some of my favorite parts were the adventure parts. It were the parts where we boarded the Stephen Taylor, the Tabor, the historic boat, and
The Windjammer.
had a jam there. We had a jam on the Windjammer.
Jam on the Windjammer.
Yeah. So, and also seeing the whales, having the whale go underneath the boat and then come up right at the stern was pretty cool.
So get yourself a boat and come on out. It's fun.
Yeah, or join us.
Get yourself a boat. Come on out.
Because I'm...
Three's a crowd, Muriel. Come
yeah,
on.
I know. I think I like company, and you like your solitude. Yeah, and so I think also some of my favorite moments were when we ran into people, the people moments, you know. We just ran into some really cool people in the trip. So Brian does like the solitude moments with nature. I like Well, both. I think
Yeah.
we both like both.
If there's two anchorages and one has boats in it, one doesn't, you know where I'm going.
Yeah. Except we made the exception for me the one time I wanted to, get the social little party atmosphere of the Great Salt Pond in Block Island.
That is fun. Bubble horns going on.
Yes. So we opted for that. So
I like
thank
that.
you.
I
Thank
like
you,
that.
Brian.
No, I like that. Cheers.
Cheers.